In this video, guys, I want to talk about how to check your FOB, key fob remote batteries before they fail. And you can do this by using the really free, cheap meter from Harbor Freight. One of the things that frustrates me is I always hate it when my key fob starts to fail. And it seems to always fail at the worst possible time. In other words, you come out to your car, it's pouring rain in a parking lot, and you go up to your car and you hit the button and nothing happens, and that's the first indicator that you have that the battery in the fob is failing. And it's always frustrating because, as I said, it seems to happen at the worst possible time, and then you've got to try to figure out how to get into the car when the car's already locked and the fob battery has failed. And there's different procedures for different vehicles, but it's always something that's unpleasant. So what I like to do is I now like to check the status of the battery in the fob, and using the meter from Harbor Freight is a great way to do it. So what I do, for example, let's take the Honda here. Take the Honda battery, remove it, and removing the battery, you see it has these all have 3-volt little coin cells. And the coin cells are of different sizes, but the most common are like 2032s, 2025s, etc. So what you're going to do is, a lot of times you're going to be on voltage here, DC voltage, and you're going to say, well, I'll just check it, this way. And you can see it's reading about 3 volts. And I know ideally you're not supposed to be holding it as you're testing it, but I'm just going to do that for today's purposes. So 3 volts, and so you might think, oh, that's fine. It's a 3 volt battery. It's producing 3 volts. No problem. But that's not really the issue. And let me tell you why. So a lot of times a battery can give you, can have a deceptive amount of charge. And for example, if we measure this zinc battery here, it says that it has 8.48 volts, okay? And if we take this EBL rechargeable, we can see that it has 8.23 volts. So you would think, wow, well, a 9-volt battery, this one has more voltage, but this one has more power than this one. But if we go over here to the tester, battery tester, where the Harbor Freight puts a load on the battery, what you can see is for a 9-volt battery, it's supposed to be, around 25 milliamps, although it can be a little bit lower and still be good. So we put this on here, and it only gives us 14.3 milliamps, which is really low. So this is a battery that's just about done, near the end of its life. If you put it into a lot of things like a smoke detector, the smoke detector will start to beep and warn you that the battery is low and needs to be changed. So we try this one. Wow, 22.4. So that's pretty decent. That's pretty good. This is a brand new battery, and so you can see on a brand new battery, it's going to be a little bit higher, 24.8 milliamps, 25 milliamps, right here where it says 25, and it gives you 25. That's a brand new battery. When you look at your car battery, when you look at your button cell, a lot of times you're going to be deceived by what it tells you on the voltage. So again, this is giving me 3.08 volts. So on a 3-volt battery, you would think this is just fine. But, this has been in the Honda FOB for a few years now. Okay, so let's go over here, back to the battery test. Okay, so on the battery test, if we run the test, we can see that it's coming up at about 7.7. Okay, so you could see that if this was a 1.5, volt battery, it would be 4, you'd want 4 milliamps or higher. So the fact that it's 3, you just double it. So you would want 8, right, milliamps or higher. So 7.6, now 7.6, 7.5, that's still pretty decent. But what I do is if it gets into the low 7s, 7.2, 7.1, 7.0, I'm going to go ahead and just know that, look, I'm going to change this cell out because it's not going to be too long before I'm going to go out to the car and boom, it's not going to work, right? In the pouring rain. So anyway, guys, I wanted to tell you how you can check your 3-volt coin cell batteries in your key fobs using the Harbor Freight free multimeter by just taking the 1.5 voltage and just doubling it, okay? And so it'll be for 3.0 equals 8 milliamps. And you'll know that if this thing drops down to about 7 milliamps, you know it's time to just change it out, okay? Because certainly, you know, if you don't remember when the battery was last changed, you know, you hate to go in and just throw out a good battery. But at the same time, you don't want to wait till it fails. That's the key. And just one little plug for Harbor Freight here. I've used these Thunderbolt lithium cells. Overall, these things have worked pretty well for me. So these are what I look to put in my key fobs now in my vehicles. So just a little quick plug there. Anyway, guys, hope you guys are doing well. Hope this is helpful, and I appreciate you guys a lot, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video. Take care.